Australia is a continent that captivates with its mystery and uniqueness. It impresses not only with its natural beauty and renowned wildlife but also boasts numerous fascinating aspects that capture the imagination. In this video, we will share 15 interesting facts about Australia. Australia is the only continental country in the world. Australia ranks as the 6th largest country globally by land area and is the only country occupying an entire continent. Additionally, Australia includes several islands, with Tasmania being the largest among them. The continent showcases a diverse range of landscapes, featuring deserts, semi-arid regions, mountain ranges, grasslands, and tropical jungles. Moreover, Australia is one of the least densely populated countries, with a population density of only 3 people per square kilometre. Why is Australia called the Down Under continent? Being located in the southern hemisphere, Australia experiences summer from December to February and winter from June to August. The sun moves in the opposite direction here, against the clock. Tourists often find it unusual when the sun appears to rise in the west and set in the east, creating an impression that the sun and the moon are behaving in reverse. How did Australia become home to 155,000 convicts? Europeans discovered Australia in the 17th century, and in 1788, England declared it a colony. On January 26, 1788, Captain Arthur Phillip landed in Sydney Cove, raised the British flag, and established the first colony, New South Wales. The eastern part of the continent, where Sydney was later founded, became home to military penal settlements. By the time transportation of convicts ceased in 1868, around 155,000 people, including many political prisoners and Irish rebels, had been sent to Australia. Many did not survive the arduous voyages lasting up to 8 months. However, those who did survive contributed to populating the continent. It's worth noting that Australia now has one of the most law-abiding populations globally. Australia is home to the largest reef on Earth. Australia boasts one of the longest coral reefs globally, the Great Barrier Reef. Stretching over 2,000 kilometers, it encompasses 900 islands and consists of 3,000 individual coral reefs. Situated off the coast of Queensland in the Coral Sea, it is a popular destination for tourists and even has its own mailbox. Australians are obligated to vote. All Australian citizens of voting age are required to cast their votes during elections. Failure to do so without a valid reason results in a monetary fine. Interestingly, Australia was the second country globally to grant women the right to vote in elections, in 1902, preceded only by New Zealand where women have been voting since 1893. Australia is home to a multitude of unique plants and animals. Over 80% of the native plants and animals in Australia are found nowhere else on Earth but within Australia and its adjacent islands. Eucalyptus trees and certain acacia species are among the most well-known plants, while kangaroos, koalas, and wombats are some of the most common animals. Additionally, Australia is the only place where ancient mammals such as the platypus and echidna have survived. The uniqueness of Australia's fauna and flora is attributed not only to the continent's isolation but also to its separation from the ancient Gondwana landmass earlier than other southern continents. Australia has a service known as the Flying Doctor. The Royal Flying Doctor Service is the world's first and largest aeromedical organization. It was established in 1928 by John Flynn as an experiment and was initially called the Aerial Medical Service. Today, the service has bases in Adelaide, Port Augusta, and the resort town of Ulara. Without this unique service, much of the country's remote areas would be uninhabitable. What do Australians enjoy eating? Australia's national dish, Vegemite, is a thick, dark brown paste made from yeast extract. It is typically spread thinly on bread. Both the British and Australian medical associations recommend Vegemite as a source of B group vitamins and potassium. However, its strong aroma and salty taste may not appeal to everyone. Among tourists who have visited Australia and immigrants who have settled there, a popular joke is that Australia has 3 poisonous things: snakes, spiders, and Vegemite. However, Australians simply love their traditional paste. By the way, in Australian supermarkets and restaurants, kangaroo meat is easily found. It is considered a healthy alternative to beef or lamb, with a fat content not exceeding 1 to 2%. The Sydney Opera House is one of the most unique theatres in the world. The Sydney Opera House is a major tourist attraction not only in Sydney but also in Australia as a whole. The building, constructed in the 1960s, boasts excellent acoustics. It accommodates around 1,000 rooms and can hold over 5,000 people simultaneously. Its roof weighs more than 161,000 tons. Australian banknotes are made of thin plastic, not paper. Australia became the first country to introduce polymer banknotes in 1988, commemorating 200 years of European settlement in Australia. Currently, all Australian dollar notes are made of polymer. Since 2008, polymer banknotes even feature animation. What are the advantages of plastic money? Their lifespan is several times longer than that of paper money. Plastic makes banknotes more durable, repels water and dirt, and protects them from damage. Australia has the world's longest fence. Built from 1880 to 1885 to protect the southeast part of the continent where sheep grazed from dingo dog invasions, this fence spans a length of 5,614 kilometers, making it the longest fence in the world. Australian Aborigines are the oldest living culture on our planet. Most scientists believe that Aboriginal people appeared in Australia 40 to 60,000 years ago. English colonists referred to the local inhabitants as Aborigines, meaning, from the beginning, in a literal translation. Aboriginal people preserve their traditions so sacredly that their way of life has hardly changed, remaining much the same as it was thousands of years ago. In some regions of Australia where these people live, Aboriginals have retained their ancient customs and rituals completely. By the time of the first contacts with Europeans, Australian Aborigines spoke 200 to 300 different languages. Today, only 70 languages remain, with 50 of them facing extinction. More snow falls in the Australian Alps than in the Swiss Alps. Stretching from north to south through Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria for 3,500 kilometers, a vast watershed ridge includes the Australian Alps. In winter, a significant amount of snow falls here, surpassing even the precipitation in the Swiss Alps. We hope you enjoyed this video. What interesting facts about Australia do you know? Share them in the comments.